Hi everyone, Barbara Derrick speaking here. How is everybody doing? Oh, today I have an exciting project. We're going to do blending art. I'm going to do a small demonstration, but I also want to talk to you about mirroring the three mirrors in our artistic creativity, about ourselves. I was reflecting on the 15 invaluable laws of growth. Yeah, what has leadership got to do with art? As artists, we lead all the time. We are innovators. We create solutions to problems. And yeah, so through our creativity, we discover whatever medium we're working in, that it's not a shortcut, but after a lot of experience, we tend to have a better way of doing things, and therefore we solve problems, and we solve problems for others as well. I can take whole content, digest it, and give it back to you visually, because as an artist I could see it, to visualize it in my mind. And so when I was going over thinking about Mirror, chapter 3, from the artistic and creative level, the law of mirror. And so what it says is, today if I'm feeling like a 5, there is almost difficulty to get to a 10. So what I mean by that is that is an area of growth and improvement. We start off as artists investing our time in creativity, and whatever it is, take for example painting. When I first started out, I didn't know how to pop the picture. I spent hours trying to figure it out. But I also discovered there were certain mediums to teach that in a better way myself. And then it speeded up the way I was learning and how to make those pictures merge together and look soft instead of the lines being hardened. And that was just layer upon layer and blending. So for creative people, no factor is important in people's psychological development and motivation than the value judgments that we make about ourselves. And that was by Nathaniel Branden. During the process of any creative work, we make judgments. Lots of times we say it out loud. And I could tell you that even after quite a few years of correcting my thought, because I hear myself. That's right, I heard that. When I said, that looks stupid. Oh no, no it doesn't. So you went off on a different pathway and created a new work of art. Those lines, they don't look messy at all. I talk to myself. I correct the negative. Because if I'm thinking I'm at a 5 and I want to better myself and become more confident, then I need to believe in myself. And things like, oh, who's going to listen to this broadcast? And I'm like, careful. There are 400 people that I reached yesterday. And that means those of you who have been scrolling have stopped for anywhere from 5 to 6 minutes. I know I look at the logistics when I'm doing any live. And as a creative person, I want to know if YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest have anything to do with my getting out in the world. See, social media. Right now we're a bit stay-at-home folks, aren't we? We're going to have all this time, especially myself, to develop my unique talent that I bring to the world and that I visually experience for myself. Our self-esteem is valuable to us. And when I think of a 5, I find ways of feeling like a 10. And that's to talk to myself like I'm a 10. Because my mirror out into the world is reflected back to me. And when I insist on seeing beauty, the beauty has come back to me. When I see people and the world is safe, I see this roll back to me. And each time I think that I'm scared or that I get this fear that I'm insecure, that it's not safe out there, that, oh, right now there's all kinds of that, I choose my thoughts carefully. Sometimes I go on a tangent. Yeah, I get really excited. And I heard one of my teachers say, if you're going to freak yourself out, do a really good job. And so that's what I do. I get myself in a panic state and then I go, taking a deep breath, is all of that true? No, it's not all true. Because my fear is based on my level of comfort. My comfort zone is being rattled like everybody else's. So I have 3 mirrors for you, 3 mirrors to think about. And I want you to think about it, and I'm going to flip the camera over to something that we're going to work on together. You may not have these things organized, but when you review the video, you can think about the questions I asked you and take the inspiration of what I'm doing when I'm blending and go from there. So what I want to do is I'm going to show you the picture that I've done for us, come back and ask the 3 questions, the 3 mirrors, and then I'm going to go back to demonstrating as best as I can, because what I've realized is that any picture that I throw on here looking towards me is upside down for you. So I'm going to do this demonstration upside down. And that's going to be a huge challenge for me. So I will show you what I'm talking about. Epocam. Okay, let's go. All right. So yesterday I talked about silhouettes. And silhouettes are basically the black background or a solid background. Like this whole head would be a solid background. And I did share with you how you could cut and paste, and talked about filling it with color and adding your pencil lines and maybe doing some Zentangle or whatever your choice will be. I was asked by a viewer to do one of my sketches or my not drawings, but my paintings with you. And this is what I'm going to do with you today. And it's about blending. And I thought that the law of mirror really fit fantastically with what I've chose to do with you today. I'm going to flip back for a minute. I guess I'm not showing up on Facebook. If I'm not showing up live, it says live. That's a critique. We've been sampling with the Ecamm dashboard and trying to get a live stream key and all those kinds of things. So my husband was looking for me on Facebook. And anyways, you're watching this live. There will be all recordings and documents, my notes to what I'm talking about in terms of the 3 mirrors that we need to look at inside of ourselves. 3 questions for you to think about. Thank you. So the first mirror is about our self-talk. How do we talk to ourselves as a creative being? Are we Are we encouraging ourselves? Lots of times I'm down here and I've got the music on and I'm just rocking out, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, this art, I don't know, it doesn't look right. I gotta throw it in the garbage, and I catch myself and I go, this needs layers of work, and it will look absolutely stunning when you're done. And it has nothing to do with my ability to blend. And the other thing I'll say to myself, maybe we should take a break and have a cup of tea and see what's going on in the world. Check my messages, or listen to some other music, or maybe I could make that crock pot bread. So I encourage myself, and I say great things to myself, because that's who we are, and that's who we have to live with. Or do you put yourself down, ridicule yourself constantly? And I find myself, why did I say that? Oh, that sounded stupid. Or I catch myself in the moment. I review what I've said and go, why so critical? I was in the moment. It's okay. I didn't hurt anybody's feelings. I didn't go out of my way to hurt somebody else. It'll be okay. From now on, I'll be aware of my opinions. And number 2, stop comparing yourself to others. There is no other. I've spent years doing this. Remember I said yesterday, I said, oh, I want to be like that artist, Norval Maruso. No, that didn't work for me. How about Robert Bateman? Oh, you know how many hours this artist spends on layering? I'm talking, it's a special technique. And he does anywhere from 10 to 20 layers of paint before that project is final. I'm not no Robert Bateman. I love his work. I aspire. He inspires me so much. I would love to be like him. I need to be me. What is it about you that inspires you? What inspires me about myself is when I'm in the music and I'm in the zone, very little effort, and I can send the message so easily in color. That's what I love about myself. And my generosity keeps on ticking. I love that part about me. Last 3, the third one, we set limits for ourselves. We say to ourselves, oh, I can't go there. I can't be in an exhibit or a museum or sign up for that grant. I caught myself last year going, the Alberta Arts Indigenous Grant, and I was thinking to myself, no, I'm not good enough. There's my ruler, and I'm going, what? You are so good enough to who? Because my favorite is not good enough. You'll hear that a lot. And even though inside I was screaming, no, I'm not doing it. I filled out the application. I didn't get the grant. But because I gave the value, I valued myself and my art. My creativity and that spark from where it comes. And you'll hear me, I always include the spirituality. I look at it and I say to myself, I am valuable and my work is valuable to the world. That what happened is I received not just 1 contract, but 2. To share my work. because that's what's in my heart of hearts. Yesterday it was the heart, remember? Now, well, here's my call to action. I want you to pick one word to describe yourself. Just one. If you have to write out a whole list before you get to it, brilliant, exciting, inspiring, awesome, write the list and pick one. That's your call to action. You think you could do that? Okay, I'm looking at my notes. I didn't want that to be too, but we're going to go into the demonstration now. And even if you want to, and you have a pen or something, you can follow along. Okay, we're going to go to here. So this is monochromatic art. Again, I like monochromatic because from a beginner's point of view, it's the easiest thing to just relax. And that's what this project is, for fun, not for so real that it's got to look 3D or anything like that. I want you to thoroughly enjoy this, okay? Do not set parameters for yourself. There is, what I mean by parameters, as you're creating this, you get started and then you think, oh, that doesn't look right. You can't know unless you complete. It's like anything else. We have to do it, complete it, and if we don't like it, we could start again. Remember how I said that I'm going to be doing this upside down, so bear with me. This is chalk pastel. Lots of artists break these in half, and I love them for the simple reason that it's easier to blend. Okay? I'm just going to show you see what I mean? It's new pastel, and you can get this at any art outlet. Great for the kids. Great for your friends and family. You can also do this via Skype. Okay, so what I've done is I've created the beginning of one. This is my viewer wanted me to do a live with you. And what I've done, and I always do, is a point of light, the full moon. I've put that in there. And the next step would be, for me, I etched in where I think the darks are going to be, and there'll be more as we get down. And the general idea, you'll see is this is like this. My suggestion would be to go in circles with your chalk pastel. You're less apt to have streaking that you have to blend out. And then again, if you're just learning how to visually do this and understand the importance of light and dark, this is one of them, right? Okay, then I use toilet paper. Ha! Yes, toilet paper, and also Q-tips would work. I couldn't find my Q-tips. And when you go to blend, you want to, and you could see the streaks where underneath here where I went back like this too hard. You don't want that. That's why I said go in a circle. This worked out, second one always works out differently, right? From the light, If for some reason I freeze up, because that happened yesterday, the full video will be posted on my Facebook Native Studio Art page for you to follow. And monochromatic art, the easiest way to do it is think your dark, your light, what's next, and your white. 3 colors. That's the easiest way. And if you're going to do black and white, then you know when you mix black and white you get gray. Upside down, I'm loving it. And of course, when the light hits, you have to use your imagination where it's fanning out. I'm gonna grab a pencil and a pen or something here. If it was from the center, you get to determine. I usually go like that. It's like a flashlight coming down like that. And so the brighter whites maybe here, and then it'll silhouette. But you'll see as I go. Just to give you an idea of what to do with the 3 colors and how you imagine the night scene. And this chalk, I just absolutely love it because it blends so easily. Now, if you have any comments, try dropping them in the comment section of the eCam. And if it's not going to work, I'm still needing to learn how to splice the screen so I can see your viewing as well as your comments. I see the comment pane. But if you could drop a comment. If not, then I'm still on a learning curve. This Facebook has some settings, and maybe I've missed those settings. And I need to go back to that. I mentioned that during this live because a lot of our stuff right now as artists is going online, isn't it? And I guess this is a good time to say that I've heard lots of artists talking about not knowing what to do. Nobody's looking at my art. Why don't they buy my stuff? Oh, I guess you need to think of a marketing tool. This is a great marketing tool. But because of where we're all at in terms of the crisis, might want to invite people to Zoom or Skype and do something different with them. Something that they can do at home. So you have to remember that if you're teaching your art form, they've got to be able to do it themselves at home. Are there some materials that they can get from their cupboards, or that they're already collecting, like egg cartons, soap, bars of soap? When we were kids, we used to carve with the soap. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, and this isn't taking very long as you can see. I know water. When I'm in the mood for water and grass, I can do it like easy. Well, it's only because I used to sit on a chair in the middle of a creek and study how the water flowed. And I don't always feel like I get it the way I want it. But there we go again, the self-talk is with Impressionism these days, the interest and eyes on bright colors, and you could do a lot without setting limits. This is the waterway here, without having to set limits for yourself. If you're going to set something, set a goal. Goals are wonderful things. Like my goal for all my broadcasting is to reach a larger audience and understand what I can provide or help. If you need help with anything, I have put myself out there by saying, if you got questions, ask. I'll see if I can help you with that. I'm kind of getting the gist of things, right? As I'm this beautiful, as Bob Ross says, this happy little tree. He was my favorite. And I'm using the white because I could blend down in, push it back if it's too bright. We have this here. Maybe there's a bit of waterway in here. And blend that in. Now I know you have a lot of access to, and I'm just dragging this pastel around the water's edge, and it's just like, just knowing where to put the color makes a huge, 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 huge difference. Now just use your imagination. And maybe you can, let's see what happens when we highlight this area. It's like maybe the person is, there's a figure of a person, but maybe they're looking out from their perspective. Have to be careful with the shading. This one here. Oh, we're having fun. There we go. Did you hear that? Be careful with the shading. That's my critical adjuster, the decider, who reminds me that I should be listening to her and I don't want to. Because there's a huge part of me that says, go nowhere, go nowhere. Just have fun. Did you enjoy this? There's more of a layer that can happen here. One had a mountain and the other one just didn't. May want to darken a little bit more in here. You get to decide. If you have any questions, like I said, drop them down below in Facebook. I'll get to you right away. And do subscribe. This video will be up for a time and being right now. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with these, and show me your artwork. Come on, I dare you to. I'm pulling this back up and looking at you and saying, yes, this is what we have. This is what we have. And I look forward to hearing from you. Subscribe down below as well. All that information, and we'll catch you later.